Hey, good morning, everybody. Sorry about the mess here behind. Oh, no, 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 hide that. Woo! All right. Sorry about the mess behind me. Let me adjust my camera just a bit, and then we'll get on with the show. My name is John. This is FNP Wargamers FNP Morning Show. We do this Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, 10 a.m. Central Time. And we're looking, or I should say, I am looking. We're going to be hiring on somebody else to assist, very possibly. And we're going to look at a return to our evening shows because we've kind of started out. Get some more lighting here. We started out on a once a week evening show, and we definitely want to get back to that. I've talked about that for a long time, and it's now finally going to happen. So today we're going to talk about a lot of stuff. Always Games Workshop. I mean, they are the big boy on the block, or big girl. They have the big pants, whatever you want to call it. They are I don't think they're a Fortune 500 company, but amongst the gaming world, they are the Fortune 500 company. They are the Disney versus, I don't know, Toei. So we always talk about them because, I mean, it's hard not to with the level of stuff that they've got. I mean, game-wise, they are prolific, and they're crossing over majorly into multimedia. We know that there's a live action, what do you call it? Live action TV show coming based on Eisenhorn. They've got an animated anthology coming. And that's just the start. They've already delved into to Marvel Comics, video games, everything. So there's a lot coming down the line for Games Workshop. So let's go ahead and dive into them. Then we'll move on over to the little bit of Skywalker news that I have, and we'll go from there. So yesterday, they started off with what is happening here? Come on. Article for the Space Wolves. They got their supplement coming out. That supplement goes on pre-order this weekend. I did get confirmation the supplements are $30 and that the Codex Supplement Special Editions are not $80 like I was just assuming because Games Workshop. They're actually $65. So actually more than double the price for a fancy cover Codex, maybe with some fancy edging on the paper, on the pages. If that's your thing, man, go for it. $65, nothing to you, cool. So I did give a good look over, and I talked to the members of FNP, or FN Pro, our pro team, and I talked to a few other people outside of our pro team. Space Wolves actually look like they're good. They've had a kind of a rough patch during 8th edition, and I imagine that a lot of that comes from 7th edition, where they really touched people in their no-no place. Space Wolves really put a hurting on a lot of players especially during the tail end of 7th edition. The Wolf Star, which was basically just a mess load of characters, Cyber Wolves and Fenrisian Wolves. Toss in a couple characters from other Space Marine factions and Inquisition and Grey Knights, and you got these invisible Thunderwolf cavalry that had abilities to re-roll their attacks. I mean, it was just horrible. It really did touch people in their bad place or their no-no place. So Space Wolves really kind of took a back seat for a lot of 8th edition. But it looks right now with the new Space Marine Codex, because now they're incorporated in the 9th edition Space Marine Codex, they are pretty good. Now, some of those older tactics, they don't apply so well, but Thunderwolf Cavalry are still really good. Wolfen, meh. But who knows once this book drops. Now, there are a couple changes. I'm not going to go through the entire article because it's already been out for a day or two, and you guys have probably already read through it. But it looks like all of the warlord traits for Space Wolves are going to have a saga attached to it. And if you manage to complete that saga, it's like in the case of the Wolfkin warlord trait, which normally whenever you make your charge, anything basically in regards to the shock assault ability that Space Marines have and Chaos Space Marines have, if the warlord does something along that lines, they get to make D3 additional attacks instead of 1. That's really cool. It's a potential 2 extra attacks. You're guaranteed the 1, maybe 2 others. Now, which is really good because there's also an axe in here that for every that it gives you D6 bonus attacks. We'll get to that in a second. So there's a lot of killy potential. It looks like Space Wolves might definitely be on top. Anyways, you complete this deed by an enemy model is destroyed as a result of a melee attack made by this model. An enemy model. All you have to do is kill one dude or gal, thing, whatever, and this activates. And for the rest of the game, when a friendly Space Wolves core unit is within 6 inches of this model, that unit is always treated as having made a charge move for the purposes of shock assault. So you always have the shock assault ability activated as long as you're within 6 inches. I mean, it's a kind of a standard thing, but this ends up being kind of a cool secondary ability. I mean, it's cool that you're getting 2 abilities off of 1 warlord trait, but it's also a cool thing. I mean, it's like it's a saga. It's a deed. It's accomplishing something with your heroic Space Wolf characters and them accomplishing something awesome, which inspires everybody else around. So that's a cool thing to incorporate in there. So we're getting a little bit of narrative play. And before, the sagas were like, hey, regardless if you do the saga or not, you get this ability. Now they've rolled it into the warlord trait, so you're getting the warlord trait no matter what. But if you do a little bit of extra, now you're getting extra stuff for the rest of the game. I think it's a cool thing that they've done. So before, it was just like you don't actually have to do the saga. That's more of a narrative thing. So you just get the ability. But now, I like how they tied this in. Now, this is the one I was talking about. The Black Death is that weapon. So if you have that Wolfkin warlord trait, you're getting D3 attacks from shock assault. So more than likely on Thunderwolf model, I think that puts a Marine or a Space Wolf Lord on a Thunderwolf, I think around 7 attacks normally. I could be wrong, but 7 attacks, D3 extra from the Wolfkin. So now you're up to probably 10. And each time, if you have the Black Death, each time the bearer fights, it makes D6 additional attacks with this weapon. So you're probably going to be pushing 15, 16 attacks with that Wolf Lord. And with a boosted strength of plus 2 strength, minus 2 AP, only 1 damage. But you know what? Who cares when you're throwing out close to 15 attacks? That's really impressive. Plus, when you're hitting on 2s, I think Wolf Lords, when they're mounted on Thunderwolf Cavalry, their strength goes up as well. So you're probably going to be strength 7. You're going to be just murdering troops and elite troops. Maybe not Imperial Knights or Chaos Knights, the big walkers and such, but pretty damn close. So that's just something I thought was really cool. A lot of awesome abilities, man. And now the Hounds of Mordkai, we talked about on Monday. These guys actually look really good. Now we have a clear picture of what they can do. It's basically it's a souped up Reaver squad. And now you have a reason to buy that Reaver box. Or in this case, they are going to be boxing up the Hounds of Mordkai as its own individual box. Actually, and I might actually have the price. Space Wolves Hounds of Mordkai. Oh, I might have the price. What? $45. So $45 for, that's not too bad. $45. $45 for 5 guys. I would recommend just buy the box of Reavers, and you're going to get 10 for, I think, $60. So, for $15 more, you're getting 10 more or 5 more guys. Throw on some Space Wolf bits, you're done. I would do that over the Reaver box or the Hounds of Mordkai box. That's just my recommendation. All right, so essentially, without going through all the rules, what's kind of cool about the Hounds of Mordecai is that they are primarily there to target Psychers. So those Psyker heavy armies, hello Thousand Suns, Eldar, and a little bit of Genestealer cult, not too much, and also Tyranids. Cool, and Chaos, of course, Chaos Space Marines, duh. But they're looks like they're somewhat resistant to some psychic attacks. They get some bonuses to hit and damage Psychers. So I would say, and of course, if there's any units, any Psyker units in range, you have an aura ability that kind of disrupts their ability to use their psychic powers. So overall, this could be a good unit. I don't know if I would bump it up to a 10-man unit, but I think a 5-man unit of these guys could be good, especially with their ability to get behind enemy lines. They've got the grapnel launchers, be able to do that ability, the outflank ability. I think that's really good. Now, they're not super great, right? Super great in any other regard, but to disrupt your opponent's psychic abilities, it's not too bad. I mean, their special issue bolt pistols are cool. Strength 4, -2 AP, 1 damage. Their combat knives means that on the charge, or if they've been charged or they're making heroic intervention, they are going to be fighting with 4 attacks. So that is a plus. 4 attacks is an awful lot. And if you combine that with their Space Wolves chapter tactic, right? The chapter tactic, they get to add each time the model with this tactic makes a melee attack. If that model had made was charged to perform heroic intervention, that's that shock assault that I was just talking about. You add 1 to the hit roll, so now you're hitting on 2s. Still not super great, but a squad of 5 of these guys, which includes the squad leader, you're going to be dishing out 21 attacks. That's not too bad for 5 guys. 21 attacks at hitting on 2 pluses. Yeah, it's going to be a little difficult to wound, but against chaff units, you're going to really tear them apart. And this unit can perform heroic interventions. So there is a little bit of benefit to having a squad of 5 of these. Do you need to buy the 5-man box for $45? I personally, especially if you have Space Wolf bits, I personally would flip the script and go and purchase the 10-man box of Reavers for $15 more. I mean, 5 more guys, double the bits for $15 more. I mean, to me, that is a better deal. Even if you don't use those 5, somebody might want those, and you could probably sell those for, I don't know, $25 or something like that. Basically sell off half the box. Those people are going to be thankful because now they don't have to spend $45 or $60. You could probably split that box with somebody is what I'm trying to get to, guys. So that's my personal recommendation, but whether you fall through with that or not, that's totally up to you. It's probably going to be a good box. I mean, that actually, when I think about it, the Hounds of Mordecai box is probably going to have some value because it's going to have probably about I think it's a $12.50 to $15 Space Wolf upgrade sprue in it. Plus, you're getting the 5 guys, so there is value to it. But more than likely, if you're a Space Wolf player or you're buying the new Space Wolf, goodness, what do you call it? The new core box or patrol box, you are likely going to have tons of Space Wolf bits already. So it seems like a little bit of a financial waste. Hey, good morning, Texas Wargamer. Nice to see you, sir. So that's just a recommendation. So speaking of pricing, I was off a little bit. I said that the new combat patrol boxes, which is essentially the new version of the Start Collecting, still a great savings. I reported that the boxes were 85 British pounds, which is true, and U.S. pricing would have put that at about $110. There's a 20 to 25% range. I went with the low end. Here in the U.S., they have a price increase of around 20 to 25%. It's somewhere in there. So instead of $130 for the box, it is going to be $140 for the box. Now, looking at the contents of the box, you are still saving $60. Or it's either 60 or 65. You're basically getting the Intercessor box in there for free. If you get the Space Wolf one, you're either getting the 10 Intercessors or you're getting the what is that thing called? The Invictor Tactical Warsuit for free, essentially. So that you're freeing up another $60 that you could turn around and buy another Intercessor squad or some 2 characters for that amount. Just something to work out in your brain pan there. Ragnar Blackmane is going to be $40 instead of $35, so there's that stealth increase. $65 for Gaskell Thraka. Cool. I figured 60, a max of 80. 65 is fine because that is definitely more plastic than what you call them, Gilliman. So cool. I'm all right with that. I don't know if you're all right with that, but I'm all right with it. Now the Outriders, I was wrong about. Those are the 3 Space Marine bikes. And from right now, they look like it's just the exact same kit that comes in the Indominus box or the Elite or Command edition of 9th edition. So what that means is these are just snap fit, the push fit models. So those 3 bikes, normally 3 Space Marine bikes run you about $45. I figured $5 to $10 increase for the Outriders. However, it's actually $15 increase. You're going to be spending $60 per box of 3. So that's $20 a bike. So if you have an opportunity to buy some bikes, they might be cheaper online. But if not, man, support your local stores like the Atomic Hobby Shop in Cypress, Texas. We got Fat Ogre up in the Woodlands, and over in Humble, we've got Etten Games and Hobbies. If you're here in Houston, way down south, we've got Goldmine Games and Asgard Games. So definitely try to support your local stores, ladies and gentlemen. We really want to support them because that is where we all go to game. Without them, we got nowhere to go. So, and I can tell you right now, at least with Atomic Hobby Shop, when it comes time to pre-orders right now, they do 10% off. Today is the last day for this week's pre-orders. So make sure you call in today or go in today by like 1 o'clock to secure that. Now, this stuff that I'm talking about, the new combat patrols, the new codex supplements, those are not available yet for pre-order. Those go on pre-order on Saturday. I'm talking about last week's, which was all the new Warcry and Necromunda and Adeptus Titanicus stuff that's coming out. So just something to keep in the back of your head if you're looking to save some money. I mean, that really, especially here in Texas, right there, that takes care of your taxes plus a little bit of extra. So, and it helps out your local store, helps you out. It's at the end of the day, it's a good deal. 10% off for a pre-order, and that guarantees that you're going to get it. Unless Games Workshop all of a sudden is like, hey guys, you have to wait another week because we sold too many, or we didn't make enough or something. That's what I meant. But that's a GW thing. It's not the store thing. So another thing I wanted to point out about pricing, I think everything else was fine. Data cards were $15. The new paint handles. The controversy paint handles, I'll be talking about that tonight on Havoc Maker Studio. Those are $15. Man, $15 for those paint plugs. Anyways, all that stuff's going to go on pre-order this Saturday. But right now, if you're looking at getting the House of Iron Necromunda upgrades, or the new Warcry Catacombs and the new Warcry Warbands, which are really sweet deals, those are pre-order right now. The dummy thick paint plugs, yes. Oh, I like that. Dummy thick paint plugs. Oh man, those things are atrocious. Okay, let's go on to Imperial Armor. We already talked about this. You guys have probably already saw. There's lots of memes going around. Maybe I'll get one of those memes and see if I can get credit to the creator. rip a lot of units. The Elysians, the armored battalion thingamajig for the armored tank company, gone. There was another, the Talorans, gone. There's a couple Necron, I think there's a Necron Dynasty, gone. Eldar Corsairs, gone. Renegades and Traitors for Chaos, gone. A crap ton, the vast majority of the chapters of Renown from the Badab War, gone. There are some other units that are gone out of there, or it just didn't make it. Now, does that Chaplain Dreadnought, which not a surprise, especially after the big how to do that happened at Las Vegas Open this year, not a big surprise. So, what does this mean going forward? Will we see that in the future? It's always possible, but when it comes to Forge World models, you guys really got to understand, especially those of you that are new to the hobby, Forge World is essentially the premium Games Workshop. They don't put out models at the same quantity because it's all resin. They don't put it out the same quantity, the same shipping labels or product quantities that Games Workshop does for their plastic kits, and you do pay a premium price for it. These are exquisite models. They are, for the most part, by far better looking than, say, the standard plastic models you get from Games Workshop, even though they're the same company. And they're not really, there's a reason why you don't see them all that often, because they're not the best rules. Who knows with this upgrade? Texas Wargamer, yes, during Las Vegas Open and or I believe it was the Australian equivalent, all of a sudden there were so many Chaplain Dreadnoughts out there. So many Chaplain Dreadnoughts that Forge World, much like about a year before, or 2 years before, when we had the great Fire Raptor Gilliman incident, they had not sold that many because the Chaplain Dreadnought was not available for a long period of time. And then there was so many Chaplain Dreadnoughts, and they're like, we didn't sell this many. About 2 years before that, I think 2017, when Gilliman came out, maybe it was 2018, Gilliman and the Fire Raptors, plenty of Gillimans, that's fine, but there were so many Fire Raptors and so many army lists that they were like, okay, we didn't sell that many. And statistically speaking, even if we did sell that many, the chances of that many being at one event are statistically, it's highly improbable, which of course we all know where those came from. Something that rhymes with, I don't even have to say it rhymes. Something that probably came from China, and that caused a lot of issues. And then the next thing you know, the next update for the Fire Raptor saw its point increase to like 150 or over 100 points. I want to say 150, but about 100 point increase. Same thing with the Chaplain. Chaplain got a point increase, if I remember correctly, but their rules got neutered, and pretty much they're just taking it out of the fight. It's like, okay, if you guys want to just do that, you guys want to just give us the middle finger, then unofficially, I think that they turned around and gave him the middle finger. Do we have proof? No, but man, this is the second time that they've done something to a model like that after an incident at LVO. And it's not LVO's fault at all, and it's not Games Workshop or Forge World's fault. It's China, people getting from China, and I get it. I've ordered from China before, and I get it. But anyways, what I did want to point out, and we still don't have proof yet, I'm actually waiting to hear back. We do know that the Imperial Armor Compendium is going to be $65 US. Canada, you guys are going to be looking at your $80. I know there's a price variation with Canadian dollar and the US dollar and whatnot. So 65 here in the US. And from what I am understanding from the way that everything is set up with how you order it, it is going to be available through the web store, the Games Workshop web store, instead of just the Forge World web store. I don't know for 100% sure, but just something to think about this coming Saturday. It's supposed to be released on the 7th. Orders start on this Saturday, so watch for that. If you are really in need of that Imperial Armor Compendium, you really need it or just want it, this Saturday is going to be the buy day. So keep that in mind. Watch both stores. If you're here in Texas, you could probably call. I doubt you can go to. You might be able to go to your Warhammer or Games Workshop store. You know what? That's who I'm going to call today. Or if you happen to be in Texas and Dallas is within a reasonable driving distance, up in Dallas, there's the Warhammer Cafe. I know that you can call them, or you can go in and order or go in and pick up a Forge World stuff there. So give them a call, find out what you need to do if it is that important to you, especially if you're here in Texas. All right, so moving on. Before I move beyond, let's go ahead and close this down. Let's get to let's refresh the page because Games Workshop. All right, so it looks like a bunch of books and stuff. Okay, we don't want to talk about that. Let's take a moment to talk about Storm. All right, so I'm holding off on two other things to talk about, but I want to talk about Storm first because I love Marvel Crisis Protocol, and Storm's going to be coming out. She's going to be one of two people in the same box. You're going to be able to get Scott Summers, aka Cyclops, and this is all kind of based around the Jim Lee era of comics where they had X-Men Gold team and X-Men Blue team. The X-Men Blue team is headed up by Cyclops. He has his own leadership ability. X-Men Gold team is headed up by Storm here, Aurora Monroe. And yes, one of my favorite Omega class mutants. That's what Texas Wargamer said. She is definitely an Omega class mutant. That means they are the most potent, most powerful level of mutants. And she is also, if you guys are not familiar with this, the former Queen of Wakanda. She, for a while there in the early or the mid 2010, 11, 12-ish, she was married to Black Panther. In fact, with their big upcoming crossover right now, she just went to Wakanda and got this Sword of Wakanda that amplifies her abilities so she can go fight in this very special battle that's coming up. Anyways, so let's talk about Storm for Marvel Crisis Protocol. I'm not going to put both the healthy side and the day side on because they do not change. So starting top left to right, she's got 5 health. So I mean, she's got a total of 10 health. So 5 on this side, 5 on the day side. Medium movement, okay. Size 2, expected. 3 for 3 points. That's what that symbol is, or threat 3. Very cheap. She's got some good defenses. 3 physical, 4 against energy, and then 3 against mystical. Very good. Average to slightly above average. So starting with all of her attacks, she has Lightning Bolt, which is a staggering range 4, but only 4 dice. That's okay. It doesn't cost her anything to use it. And anytime she deals damage up to the maximum damage that target can take, she's going to get power for each of those. And if she rolls a wild dice, she's going to essentially shock the guy, taser them. I mean, they're getting hit with lightning. Then she's got another 0 cost special or regular attack. This is Ice Blizzard, and this is a beam attack. So beam attacks, you everything along that line of attack from wherever she's starting it and beyond takes damage or takes a hit, and you roll separate hits. Beam 3, so that's about 6 inches, I think, 6 to 9 inches, which is really very good because you have between 1 and 5 ranges, or range 1 to 5. 4 dice worth of damage, but if this attack deals damage after the attack is resolved after you're done doing everybody's attacks, they gain the stun special effect. Really cool. Really cool. So she's got some kind of stat or debuffs, I guess you call it, debuff attacks. Really cool. They don't cost her anything. Then she has a hurricane power. It's an area of effect attack. AOE. Really cool. 5 dice of damage but it costs 4 power. So it's a little costly, but you ignore line of sight. They don't get cover. And after all the attacks, after all attacks are resolved from this attack, each enemy character with the fly innate superpower targeted, they suffer additional damage. So even if you don't damage them with the hurricane attack, if they have the flight ability, then they're going to take damage regardless. So you're hurting somebody no matter what. And allied characters in range do not suffer from this attack because she is, as Texas Wargamer said, an Omega level mutant. So Omega class. So she can control those storms with fine precision. So you're welcome, all of you that don't want to mess up your hair in that storm. All right, so her X-Men Gold leadership ability. We're down here kind of like the middle section. That's what that star symbol is. That's her leadership ability. Leadership abilities is as long as your team is 51% or more of the team's affiliation, in this case, the Uncanny X-Men, that everybody in that team, regardless if they're X-Men or not, benefit from this leadership ability, but it always has to be 51% or more. So a 5-man team, 3 people need to be X-Men. So just keep that in mind. So, and I think a 4-man team, you need at least 3 also, because that would just be 50% if it was 2. So keep that in mind. So once per round, you can use this leadership ability during an allied character's activation if it is not holding an objective token. If you do so, you can choose an allied character within range 2 of the active character. Place the active character within range 1, so basically you're just moving them over, which is cool. It's a nice free movement. And additionally, when an allied character is targeted by an attack and the attacker is not within range 2, you're considered to have cover. So basically, she's using her wind powers, her abilities to control nature to bring you closer and make it more difficult for your opponents to hurt you. That's a nice little extra little thing. Doesn't cost you anything. You can do it once per round. That's not too bad. All right, so Eye of the Storm. Costs 3. This is one of her superpowers. She has 2 of those and then 2 sets of innate abilities. Eye of the Storm, during the next attack action made by this character, it costs 3 to do this. You add 2 to this attack roll. So all of our attacks that are 4, 4, 5, you can make those 6, 6, and 7 at a cost of 3 power. That's actually not too bad, especially when she has a great ability to generate a lot of power. I think both Texas Wargamer says left or right eye. I'm going to go with both eyes because they're both glowing. Next one is the Tempest ability. This is her special power. It costs 3, and you can choose an interactive terrain piece or an enemy character. They've got to be size 2 or less, so that's kind of the average human height, and within range 3 of her, and you throw them. That's a good way to kick people off of objectives or throw them towards one of your characters that's going to be activating, that you're going to want to activate next turn. So that can save that character in activation, because now the opponent is in range of them, and when they're able to activate, they can go, I don't have to walk over there. I can just sit there and go full-on Berserker Barrage Wolverine on you. Not too bad for 3 power. So now we got our innate abilities. Goddess of Storms. Characters must be within range 3, so this is about 6 inches, to target her with attacks. That's kind of like Black Widow. I think she's the only other one that has this sort of ability. I forget what hers is. I'm pretty sure it's like her ninja way or something like that. A little Naruto thing. But being outside, especially with those people with those long range attacks, like Punisher and Magneto, Cyclops, for some reason, if you have to fight, you have those long range attacks. If you're not within range 3, guys, you're screwed. So that means you've got to be in melee range for her. So And with her ability to push people around, she could play keep away. All right. That's not too bad. That's an innate power. Doesn't cost her anything. Her last 2 innate powers is flight. So what that means is when she needs to fly over buildings or terrain, she does not alter her movement at all. Her movement always stays medium, which is really good, especially when you're trying to get up on top of buildings or fly over buildings, that sort of thing. And then she's immune to shock, which is not shocking. I know, I got dad jokes. So not too bad. She's going to be really good. I hate Cyclops, but right now, both of them are looking really good. Oh, goodness, I got the hiccups. I'm sorry. Both are looking really good right now. Cyclops, I just can't stand that whiny little baby, but his rules for the game are looking good. Hers, a lot better. I at her cost, everything about her is I'm a lot more comfortable with her. And plus, she's kind of easy on the eyes next to whiny baby boy. So another thing I want to talk about today is if you are a Star Wars Legion fan. There is, in the month of November, and as more information comes out, I will get that information to you guys. But from what I understand, as of right now, your friendly local game stores are going to have limited quantities of this model. I think it's only 3 per store. So you'll need to reach out to your store and secure a copy. I'm right now working with Atomic Hobby Shop I've informed them, hey, this is what you guys need to do to get it. I sent all the information to them, to the owners, to send to their manager. Just as a backup, I would call and check. But if you are a fan, there is the limited edition Luke Skywalker Commander expansion. This is limited edition. There's only going to be available 3 per, if I read the announcement correctly, 3 per friendly local game store. So I would start with your favorite store. Atomic Hobby Shop generally does the 10% off for pre-orders. So just going to say you might want to start there. Secure one of those boxes. If you cannot secure that box from them, it's like, let's say somebody already beat you to it, give somebody else a call. Verify that 10%, by the way. Then you pass it. If not there, it's like, especially if you're here in Houston, man, there are so many stores available. If you don't have a store near you, wherever you're at, do your best, guys. I'm sorry. I would still do your best, even if you have to drive 2 or 3 hours out of your way to go pick it up. The reason why I say that is, with this being limited edition, stores will sell it at the regular price. But if you don't get that opportunity to buy it, you're going to pay for it on eBay. So the 2 or 3 hour long drive, I would do that versus paying double, triple, quadruple the price for this. That's me personally. It's up to you. I can't force you to do it. But I thought that was really cool that they're doing that. It's going to be during the month of November. Now, I think they get those at the end of November, beginning of December. So I don't think you'll get it in November, but it becomes available for stores to order in November. So just give your local store a call, find out what's going on. Good luck. All right, so one more big announcement as soon as I can pull this up. What? All right, so I'm going to do my usual refresh the Warhammer community page because, as usual, they do not keep me well informed. All right, so you guys know I'm a big fan of Creature Caster. In fact, we're partnered with Creature Caster. Yay! We love Creature Caster here. And they have partnered up. I'm not sure what the name of the company is, but we'll find it here. But the Judgment rule system. If you're not familiar with Judgment is basically the tabletop equivalent of a MOBA fighting game. So you have groups of like I think up to four models, anywhere from let's just say 1 to 4 models, maybe 1 to 5, battling out in an arena. Those of you who play like Raid Shadow Legends, Marvel's Contest of Champions, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, any of those style games, you're familiar with those team battles. So what Creature Caster has done, besides make some of the best demonic models out there, they have partnered up with Judgment. You guys can go to creaturecaster.com/judgment, read about it, and there's links to go to the Judgment site if you want to read about the game and everything. It is a cool thing that they're doing, because this is an excellent opportunity for you to be able to play various games, use those models, and not even just that. I mean, you've got a variety of models from all these different companies, and there's no game to go along with them, especially if you do like 3D printing. And now you have that opportunity with the Judgment system. So this is a cool partnership. It's a cool partnership. We had talked with the Creature Caster guys and Monument Hobbies before that there was going to be a game system at some point. Now we know what it is. It's simply, or I shouldn't say simply, it's them teaming up with the Judgment guys and gals and sitting there creating the game. Maybe actually, well, there we go, tutorial, and there we go. There are 2 editions of the game: 3 versus 3 and 5 versus 5. That's not too bad, guys. That's not too bad to be able to use your miniatures that you normally can't. That's really cool. They even give you the rules. Everything's broken out for you. Awesome. Texas Wargamer says Judgment is what Karens pass upon us retail workers when we don't deserve it. Yes, that is true. Sorry, man. That is one miffed up menorah. Yep. Gotcha. So if you get a chance, you can head over to judgment.game if you're interested in this, especially if you've got, even if you don't have Creature Caster miniatures. Let's say you've got Mears miniatures or from Gamic, or you've been 3D printing like myself. You've got a lot of miniatures you just want to do something with. Perfect right there. Judgment is perfect. So that we're going to keep our eye on this a lot more. I personally, and I know, well, I have yet to meet anybody that has not liked Creature Caster's models. The Creature Caster models are absolutely awesome, and it's such a fun time to be able to put these models together and paint these exquisite models. And now the fact that we get to play a game with it, even better. I mean, most people have been using the demons for Age of Sigmar, Warhammer 40,000, and a variety of other games, even their role-playing games. But now you get to use them for a fighting game, a 3-on-3 or 5-on-5. So really we've covered Skywalker. Yes. We've covered demons. Yes. And we've covered storms. So we've covered everything today. Yay! So tonight on Havoc Maker Studio, that's my paint and chat channel. Tonight we're going to be going on to painting more of the Kids Logic, what are those things called? Robotech miniatures. We'll be doing 3 different Veritechs tonight. One Veritech Guardian mode, I think, or Fighter mode, or the full mode, an armored one, and then a converted one in its jet mode. I forget what all the versions are called, but we're going to be painting one of each of those tonight. And I'll be showing you guys the what can you get done in 5 minutes. That's going to be my kind of warm-up tonight. So what can you get done in 5 minutes worth of painting? For those of you that don't have a lot of time, we'll be doing 3 or 4 of those segments tonight, and right at the beginning. So if you're interested, turn into the show at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. If not, you can watch the video later. I'll get that up on YouTube. So we're going to have a lot of fun with that tonight. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys all tonight. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic week. It is Wednesday. We're right around the corner from the weekend. So fantastic. Texas Wargamer said, before you go, me. In your professional opinion, how difficult is Crisis Protocol to play? Well, I would say you could learn how to play it and and you can be comfortable playing it in about 30 minutes. Or I guess the better garbage is to the verbiage is to learn. Very easy to learn. Very easy to learn. Extremely easy. And I can even tell you how easy. You can go to the Atomic Mass Games page, and I'm going to do it right now with you so you guys can see it. Atomic Mass Games, and they've got they've got the rule book right there. Right there. There we go. They've got the Crisis rule book in PDF format. They always update it after their FAQs, but they do have the FAQ and errata page separate so you can see what the changes are. But if you've never done it, the rules are simple, but there's a lot of potential complexity of the game because you're dealing with the individual characters. And you've got these team tactic cards that you get to toss in. But the basics of the game and the scenarios is very easy, especially if you've played miniature games. If you've played Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, War Machine, Hordes, Malifaux, Bolt Action, Flames of War, Kill Team, Warcry. If you've played any of those games already before, this game, it's more balanced, and I would say it's probably one of the easiest games to read up on and understand. And the fact that local stores, at least I know Atomic Mass Games, you can go to the Atomic Hobby Shop or the Atomic Gamer Society, and you can reach out. They're always holding events. I think every Sunday is a come in and play day. And there's plenty of people that are on hand that can teach you how to play the game. Very easy to play, guys. Very easy. And here's the cool thing is you don't have to invest thousands of dollars like Warhammer or War Machine or any of those things, or $1,000, up to $1,000. You just need a team of 3 to 5 guys, maybe 6, depending on what you get. And most boxes of 2 guys are $40, where most of those characters or models for Games Workshop are $35 for one, or up to like $140. So whenever you buy a character box, you're getting usually 2 characters, unless it's like Thanos or the Hulk. You're getting all their rules in there, plus you're getting extra tokens. You're getting special scenario or additional scenario cards, additional tactic cards. So every box is well beyond its normal value of just getting the miniature. And the starter box, you essentially get, you get everything you need, plus terrain, plus the rule book, plus you get 10 characters. So even if you don't want to buy new characters, you have a roster of 10 characters right out of the box. It is such a good deal. So, like I said, reach out to Atomic Hobby Shop or whoever your local game store is and order it. It's that easy. Find out. I know Atomic Hobby Shop has a following. There's anywhere ranging from 12 to about 14 players. 8 to 14 players. And I know there's more players that are starting to gravitate towards there. People that I have not seen playing are now like forgetting about Star Wars Legion, forgetting about Age of Sigmar or Kings of War, and they're coming to Marvel Crisis Protocol because it's a very balanced, solid, competitive game. Texas Wargamer asks right before I get out of here, isn't it like $200 for the Silent King? No. It is almost $200 for the monolith. The Silent King model, I believe, is the Silent King. Yeah, actually, I think he's $170. I was thinking of the Void Dragon Satan Shard. That's $110. I think the Silent King is around between $150 and $170, and that's just one unit. $170. What you could buy for the Silent King, you could buy the core box of Marvel Crisis Protocol, and you could almost get, actually you could get 4 more characters. Well, up to 4 more characters, depending on which combination of characters that you want, or which character boxes that you want. So you could end up with 14 characters for the same price you paid for the Silent King. And here's the cool thing, is that you don't have to worry about a codex, because all the rules come in with each character, right? And you can mix and match heroes and villains. Heroes and villains can be mixed matched to create a team. So that's why I keep telling you guys that this game is really superb. It is probably one of the, I'm going to be honest, I think it's one of the top games right now. And by the end of the year, we're going to have like over 50 characters. And we're actually getting really close to over 50 characters, which puts you well over 40,000 possible team combinations before you add in team tactic cards. So, a lot to think about. All right, I'm going to get going because I can keep talking about this. Oh, wait. Copfoot just jumped on. How many Marvel Crisis characters do I own? Well, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Only 16 right now out of their entire roster. Because I've was pushing really heavy with Games Workshop, but since I've slowed down on Games Workshop, I am flipping the script and getting more into Marvel Crisis Protocol, because I'm having so much more fun painting the characters. I don't know if you guys have seen, and maybe I'll show tonight on my channel, the Ghost Rider. Absolutely love painting that model. But here's the cast of characters that you have right now. So the first 10 characters here are what's in the box, and then the Hulk, MODOK are separate characters. Most of these, man, there's a lot of characters. Let's find out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14 divided by, or 14 rows, and 2 characters, so 28, approximately 28 boxes, or 28, God, why can't I do math, guys? What's 14 times 4? Oh my gosh. 50, oh, we can't be over 56 characters. Let me double check this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14 times 4 is 56, 57, 58. So by the end of November, there we go. By the end of November, there will be 58 characters. Holy crap, we're going to probably hit 60. Yeah, 56, and then these last 2 here make it 58 characters before the end of the year. We still have December's characters. We also know She-Hulk, Carnage, Iron Fist, Luke Cage are coming. It looks like the Blob and the Rhino are going to be coming as well. I believe we know that Mysterio is coming. And I think... is it the Scorpion? I think the Scorpion's the name of the character. Now you could almost be guaranteed that the Vulture will be coming. So oh my gosh, Electro, I think that's the other one. We still have so many characters to go, and we're not even done with the year. So, and they're putting out about 4 to 6 characters a month, and terrain sets and play mats. So I'm just telling you guys, this game, I mean, I'll let you guys figure out the range, you guys that are big math heads, but your teams that you can create, any combination, ranges from 3 to, I think the max I've seen right now is 6 characters. So with 56 characters, you can do the math to figure out how many combinations of a 3-man team you can get with 56 characters. And then see what the maximum range is with 56 characters at a 6-man team. That's a lot. I know it's at least, when we were at about the 50 count, that's about 40. It was 39,000 and some change. And that's before you add in team tactic cards. To Texas Wargamer says, so when they introduce Squirrel Girl, she has a one-hit delete attack against Thanos. Well, not just Thanos, but probably, remember, she did beat Doctor Doom. So, also, she beat another big baddie. I know she teamed up. She's good friends with Galactus. I don't even know how all this happens, but it happens. I mean, it's Squirrel Girl, so... Yeah, and Squirrel Girl is one of those I'm looking forward to. I'm looking for Kamala Khan, the Miss Marvel. I really do like that character. I know her comic book series is being canceled. I don't know if that means that it's because the individual series sucked, or they're just rolling her into a team series. I don't know. Don't care. I do like the character. Squirrel Girl, and of course my girl, She-Hulk. Oh, God. And I wouldn't be surprised that Moon Knight makes it as well. Squirrel Girl might have been part of the Great Lakes Avengers. I don't think she was one of the original Great Lakes Avengers. But I think she might have been a part of the Great Lakes Avengers. She was a part of Kate Bishop. She's the female Hawkeye, the daughter or whatever of Hawkeye. I know that they formed a team with her and Gwenpool and somebody else. I'm not sure what that was. That could have been the new West Coast Avengers. Well, I'm getting sidetracked. Thanks a lot, Texas Wargamer. Clopfoot, I hope I answered your question. So here I've got these first 10. I've got the Hulk, Black Panther. So there we go. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 characters. 17 characters. I got 17 right now. 17. So I've got 17. Clopfoot, I don't know if you're still on. My next purchase is Doctor Strange and Wong, because I need them for my my Defenders team. And after that, I'm not so sure. So anyways, guys and gals, my name is John. Yep, thumbs up. Appreciate that. This is the FNP. Why can't I close this window down? There we go. FNP Morning Show. I will be on tonight on Havoc Maker Studio. We will be painting Robotech miniatures, and I'll be doing the What Can You Get Done in 5 Minutes segment. We'll be doing it at least 3 times with a little timer saying, hey, counting down 5 minutes. How much can you get painted in 5 minutes? I'll be doing at least 3 of those, maybe 4. So if you guys have been interested in that, tune in. If not, you guys can tune in later on YouTube. All right, you guys have yourself a wonderful Wednesday. Please wear your mask, social distance, wash your hands, and hand sanitizer. Let's get through this so we can get back to having our gaming conventions and comic conventions and movie theaters and everything else. I know it sucks, but let's just stick with this, guys. All right, see you later, Texas Wargamer. See you later, Clopfoot. See you later, Boss Man. I know you're watching. You guys have yourself a wonderful day, and I will talk to you tonight on Havoc Maker Studio at 7:30 p.m. Central Time, or I'll see you Friday morning right back here on FNP Morning Show. See you guys later.